It is match day Saturday, and Austin FC are taking on Club Football Montreal in the second game of the 2023 season. This is the second time in club history that both teams are facing each other, as Austin FC took the first win as they beat Montreal on a 1-0 score. In this game, Max Cerruti scored the only goal of that match, while Danny Pereira got his second red card of his career. But what exactly does Austin FC need to do in order to get their winning ways back against Montreal today at Q2? Well, first of all, Club Football Montreal is the first Eastern Conference team that Austin FC will be facing in this 2023 season. If you recall last year, Austin FC went 8 games undefeated against Eastern Conference team in their 2022 season. As you can see, it was a huge improvement to what it was in 2021. All of that came to an end as they lost 2 New York Red Bulls in a 4-3 score at Q2. But the thing too about Montreal is that they lost their first game of the 2023 season at away against Inter Miami in a 2-0 score. So both teams had a rough first game of the 2023 season, but for Austin FC, we were this close winning, but it all came to a mistake due to Kip Killer's pass. But the thing too is that Austin FC are undefeated in their second games of their seasons. In 2021, they beat Colorado Rapids in the first historic win of our season in a 3-1 score, and last year in our second game of the season we beat Inter Miami in a 5-1 score at Q2. So can we repeat that again, win our second game of our season and keep that run undefeated till next year? We don't know, because in this game against Montreal, Austin FC needs to do a lot of improvement in their back four. Julio Cascante is out for 2 months, and at the moment Austin FC has 3 center backs of Leo Bison, Amro Tarek, and Kip Killer. I would say Leo Bison is going to get the green light after having a great performance against St. Louis City and giving an assist to Driussi's first goal of the season. So who's going to be pairing up with Leo Bison in this game? Some are saying it could be Amro Tarek, a well-experienced player in the MLS who's really tactically minded and can be aggressive at any time. But I would say give Kip Killer another shot, because after what happened last week's loss to St. Louis, Killer needs to redeem himself after that mistake and regain his confidence boost, because no matter what, we will have Kip Killer's back as an Austin FC player and as a human being. But it's really tough, but I could say give Killer another shot, and Tarek will come in as a substitution player for this game against Montreal. In the left back spot, I would say give Gallagher the start, because when it comes to Kolmanic against St. Louis, he looks so slow, lazy with the runs, lazy with the defending, and lazy with his crosses, that whenever Gallagher comes in, Gallagher changes the game up. Him and Fagundes link up. Those duo makes that left side of the field secure and safe, and when they play, it's perfectly like they're cooking up something. So give Gallagher another shot and make him start for this game, and put Kolmanic on the bench. Because for Club Football Montreal's head coach, Hernando Sala, he wants to use the high tempo in this game. Basically, high tempo is another way of saying you move forward with no backward passes, with supporting options on either side, which and another way of saying is high tempo plus quick passing equals a lot of opportunities. So in a 3v3 situation, you can either pass the ball to your right or left side, or just go full center and have one of them inverts and make a goal for this game, and have 3 of the defenders, easily get distracted with one of the options on either side. Because at the moment, Montreal has no attackers at the moment. They lost 2 of the main players in that striker spot of Dioge Mihalovic and Kai Kamara, who left the season, and now it's up to Honduran player Romel Kyoto, who scored 15 goals in 30 games last season. It's up to him now. He's going to be pressured the entire season, but he's going to have some support in the wing-back players of Montreal, which is Lassie Lapalainen, who's a left wing-back player, and the right wing-back player of Montreal has to be Zachary Brat-Guillard, because those players as a wing back you can support with the center backs. Then as a winger you have to help out the striker, because for Montreal, leaving that side of either right or left side, it's going to leave them exposed and give our team a lot of opportunity to make a lot of damage against the Canadian team. Because for Austin FC, we have many options for our offense or attack. The question is, who's going to start, Urruti or Zardes? I would say start Urruti against this game against Montreal, because in the game against St. Louis, Zardes, I get it, it was his first game, that's understandable, but he looks so lazy with everything, his runs and his finishing. It would have been nice if he would have scored that backheel pass or goal that, Rigoni gave it to him, but it didn't finish. But putting Urruti in the last 5 minutes of the game, the damage is already done. It didn't make any sense. So start Urruti, a player who likes to link up with both offense and defense, pair up easily with Driussi and Fagundes, and someone who can put a lot of pressure with both a high pressing and constant pressure of just one player. That's Urruti, who can do that for you. And the thing too is that Zardes, I would say put him on the bench, give him resting time. That way we have a rotational squad against Violet AC next Tuesday for the CONCACAF Champions League. That's my opinion. Because our wingers, Rigoni had a decent first game. We're seeing what a player he is. His crossing was decent. His run and dribbling, that's what I liked about him. His dribbling was unstoppable. A 2v1 situation against two players from St. Louis was just like, wow. And Fagundes, Mr. ATX before Driussi, had a great game against St. Louis. The pairing of him and Gallagher, you don't want to mess with that because those two know how to play properly, make the left side secure. They link up beautifully and they know how to do assists and score goals when they're on the team. Because when Gallagher and Fagundes on the field, they complete the team no matter what. Because when it came to Finley coming in for Fagundes in the last 12 to 13 minutes of the match, it didn't make any sense because Finley is a player who's on the right side, not a left side player, because it won't make any sense how Gallagher wants to pair up with someone who's a right winger, and their chemistry will be off and will be different. But this time, give Fagundes a full 90 minutes and give Rigoni another shot because he had a great game or a decent match against St. Louis. Because another thing is, who's going to start with Driussi in the 8? Alex Green or Owen Wolff? The thing too is that Owen Wolff had a really bad game against St. Louis in my honest opinion. So give Alex Green, or ex-captain, another game because he could also be a player in the 6 and give Danny Pereira a box-to-box moment with Driussi, because in this game last year against Montreal, Alex Green was someone who switched back to the 6 and he had a great performance against him. Even his ex-coach Patrick Vieira at his time with New York City FC, he said, and I quote, that Alex Green is a player who's a 6 and he has a physical appearance of it, and he does demonstrate it the entire time. So Alex Green should get this time because he has numbers against these types of teams, and Owen Wolff should just be in the bench. Because at the moment, CF Football Montreal's defense, they only have 3 center backs like we do. But the problem is that they lost their goalkeeper due to an injury he got earlier this week. He's going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks at the moment. So hopefully a speedy recovery for the, CF Football Montreal's goalkeeper. And for the 3 center backs of Montreal are Kamal Miller, who against Inter Miami, he had 2 blocked shots. He led with most passes, which is basically 57 out of 64, percentage-wise, 89.1%. Eden Herrera, who had 3 out of the 4, tackles won, so he's 75% tackles he's won so far. And lastly, Rudy Camacho, who has 59 touches of possession and a 1-to-1, 1v1, confrontation of dribbling. He will win that 100% challenge is completed. But against Austin FC, that's going to be different because he's going to be playing up against Fagundes, Rigoni, and Driussi in either Zardes or Urruti. But I hope Austin FC gets the win, a way to get a bounce back after losing to St. Louis last Saturday. But I would say a 4-1 score for the Verde and Black. 2 goals from Driussi, 1 goal from Fagundes, and let's say the last player to score for the 4th goal has to be Rigoni. So hopefully Austin FC gets the win. If not, draw will be nice, but I want them to win before they start their run for the 2023 CONCACAF Champions League, which is next Tuesday against the Haitian team AC Violet. But that's for another time, you guys. I hope you guys understood this video. I hope all of this information was understandable. But for the meantime, my name is Vanilla Mixon 17. Stay hydrated, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.